What is up? It is like 4 o'clock p.m. on a Monday, and so all day I've been hanging out with everybody in inspection, working both in and on the business, as the E-Myth calls it. If you haven't read the book, The E-Myth, and you want to run a company that runs like a Swiss time watch, I would highly recommend reading the book, long story short. E-Myth Revisited, I would highly recommend it. But anyway, the E-Myth basically describes how to make what they call a franchise model company, which is a company that runs really smooth and has a predictable inputs and outputs. So work comes in, work goes out, long story short. And in order to get to that point, there are a million different little things that you need to have right. And so looking at this caution tape that's now on the floor that Coy just put down, this is a great example. So I talked to Coy last week about pallets coming in, and as I'm working in the business, helping get parts out the door on time and on quality, I'm also noticing little things like when the forklift brought in a skid, it might set it over there, and then it might take 2-3 hours before somebody realizes, oh, this stuff is all got to be sorted, right? And then it's got to go either to powder coating or machining up here in this building is what we do up here. So number one, I'm working in the business enough to see little efficiency gains that we can have. And so when I say working on the business, now it's like, all right, we need to make sure that this thing that we're doing operates efficiently to make the business better, to make things run themselves a lot more predictably. So I told Coy, I said, hey man, we got to get some floor tape and we got to designate a spot so when pallets come in, then we know where to put them. But that is only a small chunk of the work. So the real sustainability of, hey, we took the time to put this tape on the floor, comes from making sure that people know that they have to put the pallets here when they come off the truck. Because if we just go around and put tape on floor and stuff, and people don't understand why we do it or why it's important, well, then they're not going to do it. Especially when we start looking at the next thing, they're going to, well, I don't know why they put that tape on the floor, but we never did it that way, so we're not going to do it. We have to train everybody to make sure that they understand why we did what we did, and more so why it's important, so that they understand the importance of making sure that they keep it going. Because in any new thing that you do in a business, sustainability is not only the key, but it's also the harder part, to make sure that everybody understands what's going on and why. That second part, why, is hugely important. I can't stress that enough. So just a small example of the things that we do to make processes flow better, make the business more predictable, make parts more likely to get out the door on time and on quality. In these vlogs, we're going to show you all these things that we're working on, because nobody's perfect, no business is perfect. We're always trying to get better, and I'm not too proud to show you what we're trying to do in the quest of making our company the best company we can possibly make it, the best on the market, the best products, the best service, the best delivery, everything. I don't wake up in the morning wanting to be like, somewhere in the middle. That's not the goal here. I wake up in the morning and I say, how can we become the best in what we do? So that's what we're working on. And again, I'm not too proud to show, hey, we always have room for improvement. It's part of our core values. I'm going to show you how we're doing it. Put my money where my mouth is. Most other people don't even want to think about showing you where their mistakes are or where they could use work. I'm going to document the whole thing and show you guys everything that we're working on. So, all right, working on the business, a small little snippet of things that we're doing to work on the business. Working in the business, again, you see little things that help you work on the business. That's how you know what you have to work on. Well, last month we had half a dozen people that worked extra time to help us make sure that we hit our goal. So what we do here is we post our shipment goal for the month, which is our sales goal, so that everybody can see it. Every day we watch it climb up and up and up to the point where we can see just, you know, it doesn't matter if you're a machine operator, if you're me or anybody in between, you can see where we're at as far as where we need to be for shipments that month. So we're completely transparent as far as that goes. We had half a dozen people that really stuck, you know, the extra time, the extra effort into taking essentially time away from their family and helping us hit the goal. And we hit it almost to the dollar. And so what am I going to do in return for that? I have some thank you cards, some gift certificates, stuff like that I'm going to go prepare and then hand to those people. So that's another thing where, you know, it's the little things, and working in the business and on the business work together hand in hand, so you know what to work on and where to give recognition to, all that stuff. So like I said, the next thing that we're going to do is thank you cards. So here we go. All right, let's go give some thank you cards and gifts out, shall we? Thank you for helping us out last month. Okay. I appreciate it.
Not a problem.
Hey, Big Joe. I got you a little something here as a thank you for helping us hit the goal last month. I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, don't mind him. He's just filming a little bit.
Okay. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Likewise, we finished like literally exactly where we needed to be. So every minute counted. So thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it, dude.
Thank you so much.
Teton. Yo. I got you a little something. Don't mind him. He's
Bourbon.
just, yeah, he's perfect.
Right, isn't it?
That's for helping us out last month when we needed it.
Oh, thank you.
And we got almost like
I
to the
heard it
fucking
was
letter
pennies.
of, yeah, so we needed every minute, so I just wanted to say thank you. Hey, quick question. So I was preparing to order signs.
Well, I remember their names as I fan the flames to the fire. Just a stiff one and Waylon are the only.
So another project that we're working on for ease of flow through the shop, which translates to efficiency, more in, more out. We have skids of material that are always lined up behind the water jet here, which we're in the process of getting rid of, moving it out to move some new equipment in here. But they come here and we put them here, we put them here. When they're skids, we don't have a designated spot to put them, like what Coy has just outlined with caution tape up at the other facility there. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add racking right here and put a sign there, so you can see when material comes in, everybody knows exactly where to put it. If you haven't worked in a place that isn't laid out very well, then, you know, might not seem like a big deal. But if you have worked in a place that's laid out well, contrast it against a place that isn't, things get very chaotic very quickly and you wind up with parts that aren't in the right department at the right time. So it's really important that we get that addressed. And the other thing, we've had this roll on a skid up on the pallet racking for quite a while. We're gonna build a stand so that you can roll it to whatever department needs it, and that won't have to involve a forklift pulling it all off of the pallet racking and then putting it on some sort of a temporary cart. So we're gonna take that and we're gonna strap it to a cart where we can roll it around to whatever workstation needs it. But again, it's permanently affixed to that cart, and then we can put it away in its designated storage spot when it's done. Right now it just kind of floats around and just winds up being in the way. So all in the name of efficiency, we are doing all sorts of things like this to make everybody's life here easier and make all the processes flow better. Thank you for tagging along today to check out some of the stuff that we're working on. Again, lots of efficiency increases that we're working on every day while simultaneously getting parts out the door on time and on quality. So that winds up being quite a bit all at once, but we got to be better every day. That's the name of the game. That's what's going to take us to the top and keep us there. So that is a never-ending quest. We're always looking to get better, and we start with all these little things that add up to ultimately big efficiency problems when there's enough of them. But we grew a company from basically 2 people to 50 people in a matter of just a couple years, and facility expansions and new equipment, and when you grow that fast, it tends to make things a bit messy. So then at the top of the growth, then you plateau for a minute and get things all back in perfect order, and then you're ready to grow again. And that's basically where we're at. So like we had a big growth spurt, and we're in the process of a little bit of a plateau for a minute to address some of these things that make life a little bit messier than we would like on a day-to-day basis. And then after that, we get to grow again. So you want to make sure that you're not scaling a system that's so imperfect that it's going to implode once you add more volume on top of a system that can't handle it. It's like making sure you have a good solid foundation that's like this far if you're going to keep building a tower over the top of it, right? If you have a very weak foundation with no processes and nobody knows where to put stuff and nobody knows exactly what they're supposed to do, you add a bunch of volume of orders on top of that and it's going to fall over. It's going to be terrible. So we're in the process of broadening our foundation right now, making things rock solid so that when we get to the point where the way we're set up runs like a Swiss time watch every day without fail, then we're going to know we're ready to scale again. And so that's where we're at right now. There's all kinds of stuff that we're working on. This is just a couple of the little snippets of information that we're kind of giving you a sneak peek on. But also in the middle of all that, we can't forget about the people that helped us get this far and who continue to help us keep moving forward. And that's why we do stuff like thank you cards. I hand wrote those. People, I hope, appreciate that stuff. I appreciate them. I want to make sure that they know that. When I started this company, I didn't have little kids at home. I didn't have a fiance at home and all the things that I have going on now. So at that time, everybody here was, I poured into them just like family. And that's how I started, and that's how I'm going to continue to do this. So I just have a very big family of like 50-some people now at this point. However, nothing has changed. We need to make sure that as we continue to grow, we keep that atmosphere, because that's the whole reason that anybody wants to be here in the first place. So if in the name of volume we lose the family atmosphere, then we're going to have all kinds of other problems, because we're all going to hate our jobs and nobody's going to want to come here every day. So we have to, again, make sure the foundation that we have stays there, like keeping the people that we have and keeping them happy and making sure that they understand that they're appreciated and they are exactly what got us this far. But then also we're broadening the foundation a little bit. We're showing these people, hey, this is how we're going to do this process now. This is how we're going to do that process now. And this is why we're going to do that. And this is why when we do that, this is going to happen, and then that's going to take us to the next level and the next level and the next level and the next level. And before you know it, we're going to be looking at from the top of Mount Everest, looking down at everybody, being like, oh yeah, man, we really built a heck of a company here. But even when we get there, there's always room to be better. So like I said, that's the name of the game. Every day, make sure we're better every day. Make sure the people that got us here feel appreciated, and make sure that they know every day that that's how we feel. And as long as we keep doing that, we'll keep moving ahead. So that's what we got going on today. I thank you very much for taking time out of your day to join us for a little snippet of ours, and I hope to see you again on the next episode.